Good morning, church. Today we're reading in 2 Samuel chapter 8, and we're continuing the account of David's rule and reign in Israel. And we saw that David has come to the throne in chapter 7. We saw that God has made the Davidic covenant with David and said he will establish his throne forever. And in verse 8, we see David begin to establish the kingdom and begin to enlarge the kingdom and establish his rule and reign over the various peoples that are in the kingdom. And we see this in various, the Moabites, he defeats Philistines, and he brings different people in, and he gets tribute from them. And he takes his tribute and dedicates it to the Lord. And we see two verses, the same phrase in two different verses, verse 6 and verse 14. And the phrase is this: "And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went." And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. The Lord took care of David. Whatever he was doing, the Lord took care of him. And that's part of the Davidic covenant. And also we see in verse 15, part of the reason, and David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. David was a righteous king. David was executing judgment and justice. The people loved David because he's a righteous king and he's ruling correctly, and God is blessing them as the kingdom expands. And this is chapter 8, 2 Samuel. It's a short chapter, but it's a blessed chapter because it's the blessing of God on David as he follows after the Lord. We'll see David stray in later chapters, but right now, David is following the Lord and God is blessing. 2 Samuel chapter 8. Be blessed today as you read.